Here at Forecast.
12:45, pretty nice day underway, a little cooler than yesterday. Looks a little hazy outside as we've had a weak cold front slide into the area. There's a view from Alba Eye Care, out just east of Powers and Woodman. You see the hospital on the left-hand side there. We have a very comfortable 69 degrees. It's a little breezy, but with more water in the air, we're not concerned about critical fire weather, at least not around Colorado Springs. Pueblo West is 75, also with an easterly wind. Beautiful looking blue sky overhead there, as seen from Parkview's new emergency services building. So again, it's a nice day, just not quite as warm as it was yesterday. Skycast suggesting there might be an isolated thunderstorm over northeastern Colorado. That's certainly a possibility. There's a bit more low-level moisture to work with, and quite frankly, if some of this develops, it could be strong, but we think we'll keep it out of our area today. Our main concern will be with some fire weather conditions south of the Arkansas River through this evening. Then overnight tonight, we'll start the night partly cloudy with maybe a few breezy spots, and by tomorrow morning, as some more of that low-level moisture works into the area, we could see some low clouds or maybe even some patchy fog start to develop. So if you wake up here at low elevations and it's a little gray tomorrow, don't let that surprise you. Just know that it's an indication of that cold front sliding into the area. Numbers really won't change much tonight. We're still looking for 40s and 50s at lower elevations with 30s up high. And then tomorrow we're likely only going to ratchet the numbers back a little bit over today's values, but it might take us a little while to warm up. By noon, notice that Skycast is suggesting we will have cleared out along the Front Range. We're going to need that to happen to warm the atmosphere up to the point where some thunderstorms may develop. And then as we move through the afternoon, some drier air will start to work up from the south, and that should be the thing that focuses the development of the storms. My point here is, the later these wait to go, the more likely that the stronger storms are going to miss us up to the north and east. If we do get some storms to develop early tomorrow afternoon, then briefly we could pick up a little bit of severe weather somewhere along and north of the Arkansas River, and that's something we'll be tracking very closely. But it still appears that the majority of the stronger storms will be just to our north and east. Highs will be in the 70s and 80s, so they still don't look too bad. But as I mentioned, it might take a little while to get there, and if you're headed out at lunchtime, it might even be a good idea to have a little sweatshirt with you, as we may only be in the 60s still with some wind. And then here we go for the next several days. I mean, you see lightning bolts all over the place, so let's try to break these down a little bit for you. Thursday, I do think we could have some more strong storms, mainly in northeastern Colorado. So down here, it's more likely we'll have some very weak storms on Thursday. Now, Friday, there might be enough water in the air, and the storms could be slow-moving enough that severe weather won't be a threat, but some bursts of heavy rain could be. And then we'll have to get concerned if one of those drifts over, say, the Waldo Canyon bird scar. So maybe some flooding potential on Friday. Though, again, the storms look pretty spotty, so we're not getting terribly concerned just yet. As we head into the weekend, we should start to lose some of the water available for these storms, so they'll not likely be terribly strong, but they will still be capable of producing some brief rainfall and maybe chasing you indoors, and we'll keep our temperatures down around 70 degrees. Not the best holiday weekend we could bring to you, but it doesn't look like a washout either. Well, probably about 80-ish or so on Thursday, back into the 70s on Friday. I do think that your chances for storms, or at the very least the coverage of the storms, will be a little bit lesser than what we would have around Colorado Springs the next few days. Still, we're going to leave that chance for a little bit of rain or some thunder in your forecast at least through Sunday. And look what happens on Tuesday. We jump up from the 70s on Memorial Day into the 90s, so it looks like the hot air is going to come roaring in here for a couple of days in the middle of next week. Canyon City looking for 70s for most of the rest of the next 7 days outside of Tuesday. Overnight lows in the 40s, and again, daily chances for storms. Don't think you have to worry too much about severe weather, as most of that should be off to your north and east, but maybe some heavier rain with any cells on Friday. And then, of course, over the mountains, the storms tend to be more numerous, and they should be. And so if you have some plans to be out in the mountains, especially if you're doing some camping or hiking, just know that during the afternoon you'll have to plan for the possibility for some rain and maybe some thunderstorms to chase you away for a little while.
All right. Thanks, Marty.